Before I get into my top 10 games of 2023, I want to give an honorable mention to Lethal Company. While I've yet to play the game myself, I've seen enough clips and streams to know the game is special, and it's deserving of its viral popularity. At number 10 is Starfield. It's an interesting world and aesthetic, but it's held back by its janky UI, recycled points of interest, and constant loading screens, like so many. Number 9, Diablo 4. I had zero interest in what the endgame offered, but I really enjoyed going through the campaign and that first wave of exploration. Now I also played a lot of it with friends, which probably enhanced my experience. At number 8 is Street Fighter 6. It's a feature-rich fighting game that would probably be a lot higher on my list if I didn't suck at it. At 7, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. In a series with very few duds, Nintendo continues to solidify Mario's place as king with another charming installment. Now it's not better than Super Mario World, but damn does it come close. Coming in at the 6th slot is Resident Evil 4 Remake. As a big fan of the original RE4, I thought all this Capcom classic needed was a fresh coat of graphical paint. And while my playthrough made me realize how silly RE4's story is, the overhauled combat mechanics and cut content made an already great game even greater. We'll kick off the top 5 with Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Once I got past a slow Act 1 and how weird Harry and Peter's faces looked, I was hooked. Swinging through New York City has never felt better, and the differing playstyles between Peter and Miles keep the combat fresh. Also, it's the dopest iteration of Venom I've ever seen. At number 4 is Final Fantasy XVI. Now, I am not a Final Fantasy purist. I don't care that the game strays away from the classic RPG formula. The game is essentially a Devil May Cry game, set in a Game of Thrones universe. Sick. At number 3 is the Dead Space remake. The original Dead Space is in my top 5 games all time. Well, it was until the remake replaced it. Improved graphics, lighting, sound, and added side missions make the 2008 version essentially obsolete. And isn't that the ultimate goal of a remake? Number 2, Baldur's Gate 3. Full disclosure, I'm still in Act 1. But it only takes about an hour or two of playing to see why so many people are singing this game's praises. I've never played a game that's given players this depth of choice and freedom. That level of player agency coupled with a cast of compelling characters gives you a gaming masterpiece. And at number 1, Lies of P. The story, the combat, the music, the art direction, the level design, the Timothée Chalamet-ness. It's got it all. While definitely inspired by Bloodborne, I think it's unfair to call it a clone given how fresh everything feels. The combat is more fluid than most FromSoft titles, and the storytelling is explicit. The bosses are unique, rewarding, and fun to learn. Lies of P is my 2023 Game of the Year.